everybody, it's Modem Monday, and I'm DJ, and this month we're going to be talking about the Model 33 Teletype keyboard send and receive, but specifically the Anderson Jacobsen Acoustic Coupler modification for the Model 33 Teletype. Now, the KSR Model 33 Teletype is a little different than what most vintage computer enthusiasts are used to using. It's not the more sought-after ASR model. That means that it doesn't have the paper tape punch-in reader associated with it. It's just a keyboard and a typing unit, and that's plenty enough if you want to use it as a remote timeshare access system. And where this one was originally used at the University of Kansas Academic Center, that's exactly how they were using it, was to access a remote timeshare system across a phone line with just a phone that was next to the unit. I'm actually recording this well ahead of schedule from what I would normally do for a Modem Monday release. This particular video, following my regular schedule, the second Monday of the month, will be the Monday immediately after Vintage Computer Festival Midwest number 12. And I will be on the road coming back from the show, so I won't be able to make this video while I'm on the road, and I won't be able to upload it definitely from the road. So I'm making this ahead of time. And unfortunately, my job stole all of Labor Day weekend from me, as well as quite a lot of the time from the week prior to that. That has really cut into my preparation time for trying to squeeze this video in ahead of my trip. And so we're just going to kind of wing it a little bit this month. Part of the reason why I'm choosing this teletype and the modem that's associated with it is because I already know that this combo works. It's not the most pretty thing in the world, but it works really well. And I've always wanted to learn a little bit more about it ever since I got the machine, which was about a year ago, I guess. I've used it quite a lot in the last few months, and I've really enjoyed it. And so now we get to dive into it and take a deeper look into it. And for me, this will be the first time, just like for you. So how about we just jump in and see what we come up with? So I already took this thing out of the teletype because I wanted to clean it up a little bit. You can just absolutely tell that it's had some better days here. I don't know how well it turns up on the camera here, but if you can notice, looks like this thing could really use some retro bright. I don't know, man. I really like patina on old things, but maybe someday. Maybe someday, because it should look like that. Okay. I know I didn't show a picture of what this looks like installed before we started here, but this is the piece that goes over the call control unit on the teletype. And of course is where the acoustic coupler ends up going, and the controls are for the modem are here. This is the coupler unit itself. This is the part that mounts on top of the call control unit, but underneath that top plate that we were just looking at. So it goes onto the top of the teletype, much like that. Of course, the handset goes in the top of it. So even though it's upside down, you can see that this is the coupler model A36 by Anderson Jacobsen, serial number 1045. And I've gone ahead and cleaned it all up because, of course, you know, this thing is pretty old, and it was very dirty and very ugly looking. And with a little bit of light restorative work, it's already looking remarkably better than what it did before. Even though I didn't get down in here, I should have gotten down in here with a toothbrush or something and tried to clean out some of the years of gunk that have built up in the crevice around the edge of the microphone there. But that's the coupler itself. Okay, we'll look at the modem next. This is the actual modem. Again, I've just done some light restorative work to it. And you can see that this is serial number 2825 of the model DC230. DC means direct connect, but DAA, that's the data access arrangement. You see that the DAA plugs in here. You've got a slider here that you can select the level that goes out to the DAA. This is how you connected directly to the phone system before actual direct connect became a real thing, where you had a plug in from the phone company that you could plug straight in like a modular plug. It used to be that if you wanted to interface anything with the phone company, like a modem, you had to have a DAA from the phone company in order to do that, and that was the least thing that you had to put on there. And of course, this is where the acoustic coupler connection goes. And then this cable goes out to the teletype itself. Still has the quality control tag on there. How about that? And then this is your standard connection into the back of the teletype. This goes into block number 2, which is where you normally do your current loop connections. And then this cable is actually the power. This becomes the power cable for the entire teletype. And the teletype itself ends up plugging in here. So let's take a look inside this guy. All right. Wow, how about that? That's a big chunk of old modem right there. That is for sure. Looks like we've got something here for DAA. That probably has something to do with setting a master level. I'm not certain. I don't have a document for this. I haven't actually looked for a document for this. Then you've got a 1070 and a 1270. And obviously those are for setting the carriers for tuning in the actual frequencies. Let's look at some date codes here. We've got 1972, 1972, 72, 71, 71. So it's at least 1972. The board itself doesn't seem to have one. We've got an inspector's mark here for mechanical inspection that matches the one that's on the ticket. So obviously, you know, the power comes in through this guy, goes through the fuse, back out to the plug that goes to the teletype, but it also comes through this transformer up here. And more than likely, it's a little half-wave rectifier arrangement with a filter cap here, most likely. And yeah, this is pretty interesting. All these are little discrete transistors. It's a very old style of transistor that you just don't see in modern electronics anymore. And of course, you've got all the little capacitors and stuff all over the place, but you also have some aluminum electrolytics. I'm very happy to see that they're aluminum, because around the same time that these were made, at least judging by the date codes that we have here, plastic electrolytics were kind of popular, and they are crap. But this, I already know that this modem works, so I know I don't need to do anything to it. It's flawless, which is kind of what you come to expect with a Anderson Jacobsen product. They are just absolutely hardy and rarely seem to have any issue unless they've been massively abused. How about I put it back into the teletype and we play around with it a little bit. Okay, please forgive the crummy lighting here. Just trying to find a spot where I have enough room to actually do this work in and still find the right focal length for the camera. And there's not really a lot of light in here, so I had to bring in a secondary light there. I've taken out the back side of the teletype stand, which is where the modem actually lives here, and did some light restorative work there, just cleaning it out with some Formula 409 and a microfiber cloth. I cleaned a lot of yuck out of that. Let's go ahead and put this thing back together. The modem is installed in the bottom of the teletype. All the cables are cabled up. All that remains now is to put the teletype back together, and there we have it. Okay, so this is the whole teletype, all assembled with the acoustic coupler. Of course, the modem is in the stand underneath the teletype. Like I said earlier, this is the KSR 33, which does not have the reader and punch assembly on the side of it. I've already said a couple of times in the video, did a little light restorative work, and early on I said this machine is incredibly ugly, and it's true, this machine is fairly ugly. It has seen a lot of use. It has an hour meter in it that says that it has had over 6,500 hours of use. But of course we're here to talk about the modem. Ryan would point out that I said this was a Western Digital phone in another video, but it's actually a Western Electric. I do storage for a living, so sometimes I have hard drives on my subconscious whenever I'm talking about phones, and I make a mistake apparently. This was at the Academic Computer Center at the University of Kansas, also grilled into the back here, as well as this label here that is typewritten on here. And there were a few phone numbers that got written on here, and I imagine these were some of the terminal servers and or host computers that you could dial up and use with this. I don't know where this system was actually located. Probably, I mean, it says Academic Computer Center, but if you were actually in the computer center, I don't know why you would necessarily need a modem. If there was anybody who actually was at the University of Kansas around the time that these machines were in use on the campus, please write in the comments and let me know if you know where these machines were used on campus. We're here for the modem, aren't we? So let's go ahead and fire this up. And so we'll call up the annex. I'll just go ahead and place this on the coupler because I know that I have a dial tone and I know that the number that I'm dialing is going to connect. Now, I don't have the teletype running, but you'll notice that I've got a carrier detection now. And if I take this lavalier microphone and I put it right over here, you can certainly hear that it was connected. You may ask yourself, why is that? The machine isn't on. Well, if you remember, the modem is what plugs into the wall, and the teletype plugs into the modem. So the modem is always powered on regardless of the state of the machine. So we are connected to the annex. If I switch this guy to line mode and press enter, we should get an annex login. So first thing we want to do is we want to grab an out dial modem. Oops. We had some line noise which triggered the answer back. So I'm going to hit Control U to cancel the line. By telnetting to essentially localhost on port 6666 on the annex, I will get a 300 baud out dial modem. In this case, you can see I got connected to port 9, which is modem number 9 in the out dial rack mount modem unit inside my telephony rack. And so from here, I can dial and the modem will connect to the thing that we call at 300 baud. The annex will convert that to 110 and the 2 stop bits that are required for the teletype. So we do let's call Diversi-Dial and see if anybody's awake over there tonight. You never need to have a password to get onto Diversi-Dial, just press enter. First thing I'll do is set my width to 72, which is the maximum on a teletype. Then I'll set my handle with /H. That's probably too long, but we'll go with it anyway. And as usual on Diversi-Dial, there's always people connected, but we lurk around. We're connected to it 24 hours a day. If you want to come in and join us and chat with us, feel free to hang out and wait around and look for somebody to talk to. If you just connect and you don't say anything, we're probably not going to notice that you're there. But if you hang out for a while and wait for some traffic to come along after you've said something to introduce yourself, we're probably going to be more likely to notice that you're there in a timely fashion and start up a conversation with you. But it looks like nobody's paying attention, so we're going to move on to the next thing. Dang it. Making a lot of typos. There's no actual backspace on a teletype. There's no actual backspace on a teletype, so you hit rub out and that sends a delete character to what you're connected to, but it can't delete anything because physically the mechanism cannot backspace. So we're gonna go ahead and disconnect from that. So I type /Q to quit. And that closed the connection to the modem that we were using to dial in at 300 baud to do the conversion. So now if we want to go to the BBS, we need to do the same thing again where we grab a 300 baud modem. And so this is really a testament to Anderson Jacobsen's ability to build a quality modem that not only has good audio isolation at the coupler, but also good noise filtration and noise cancellation inside of the unit itself. If you ask anybody who used an acoustic coupler modem back in the day, they are likely to tell you that, they had to ask people to tread softly around them while they were using the modem, or not make loud noises while they're around, or else they get line noise. This thing is nothing but loud noise right next to this coupler. The coupler is in the same unit. But because Anderson Jacobsen made such quality equipment, you can do this. I can sit here and bang on it and probably get, you can see it's popping null characters or something up there. But in general, there isn't much line noise that comes through on it. Okay, let's dial the BBS. I don't want to read the new post, but I would like to go make a post. But I want to make that post on the modem talk board. Okay, how about we do some IRC and check in with some folks that are gonna go to Vintage Computer Festival Midwest 12. And like I said earlier in this video, this is being recorded before the show, but will be posted just after the show. Well, that's a little unfortunate. While I was recording the bit there on IRC, the camera timed out. My camera has a thing where it only records for 30 minutes at a time. Of course, I record quite a lot of video and I edit it down. And because I'm pressed for time for all the reasons that I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not going to go in there and make more IRC video. But, you know, I just like to demonstrate the machine, demonstrate the modem, and mostly it's all about the modem. You got to see the modem. And because I like to waste time a little bit, I did some light restoration on that thing, and it looks a lot better now than whenever I started it. The keys are not chalky like they were before I started, but they do still have some ground-in dirt. I mean, that thing, like I said, it has 6,500 hours on it, and it didn't look like it had ever been cleaned whenever I got it. But that is what it is, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed watching an old Teletype chunk along with an acoustic modem in it. I guess that's it. I'm going to be at VCF Midwest 12. That'll be the weekend right before you see this video, unfortunately. But if you're there, hopefully I get to see you. If we did get to meet while we were there, be sure to comment down in the comments below. So be sure to click like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you liked or didn't like about this video, or what you might like to see in a future video, and I'll see what I can do. And hopefully I'm going to have some time to take a bunch of video and still photos at VCF and make a video whenever I get back to Texas after being up in Chicago. So until then, see ya. Have a happy Modem Monday. Bye.